Andrea K. 6 Junit 14:40 shared with private group. Good afternoon, Councillor K. K. With regards to the drainage matter arising on Trefoil Close, I can confirm officers at Wyre have been in direct contact with the developers at Eccleston Homes regarding the works currently being undertaken. They have advised that they will be submitting a revised drainage scheme via a new application for the discharge of condition to the approval planning permission, which will seek to connect foul waters to the existing main sewer within Trefoil Close. This is different from what has already been agreed, and the Council have not confirmed the acceptability of this. However, as and when the new discharge of conditions application is submitted, this will be assessed accordingly in conjunction with the Council's drainage engineer, United Utilities and lead local flood authority. Wyre Council. Facebook. 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 Paul G. Atkinson. Well, it's all done and finished on Trefoil side now. 6D. Like. Reply. David Bamber. Admin. So I think we all know the outcome. 6D. Like. Reply. 3. Carol Barnes. David Bamber as per usual, one rule for them and another for the residents. 6D. Like. Reply. Graham Shawshoggy. Oh dear, who they going to blame? Ideal Homes, Persimmon Homes, Brosley Homes. It won't be Mr. Gonzo for rushing to get the new homes bonus collected. 6D. Like. Reply. Graham Shawshoggy. Does this mean the residents of Pheasants Wood are going to be transferred to riparian? Sewerage drains, members of https:/www.facebook.com/groups/343839968097511. Remember this point I brought up January 2024. Legal dispute is nearly ready to start. Bourne-Hill Admin. 6D. Like. Reply. Remove preview. Graham Shawshoggy. Sent an email to planning asking why are they going to push it uphill. Drawing the 9th of October 23, highways and drainage layout amended drawing, https://publicaccess.wyre.gov.uk/22_007662_dis4. publicaccess.wyre.gov.uk. publicaccess.wyre.gov.uk. 6D. Like. Reply. Remove preview. Edited. Graham Shawshoggy. 6D. Like. Reply. Derek Bauer. I would not have allowed them to dig up my driveway no matter what threats the Morans made. 6D. Like. Reply. Paul G. Atkinson. Derek Bauer, there was no driveway digging up. 6D. Like. Reply. Derek Bauer. Paul G. Atkinson, so whose land was it? 6D. Like. Reply. Paul G. Atkinson. Derek Bauer, it's called trenchless digging. They went straight underneath his garden and his drive. 6D. Like. Reply. Derek Bauer. Paul G. Atkinson, wow, learn something every day, thank you. 6D. Like. Reply. Paul G. Atkinson. Derek Bauer had to do it that way as homeowner said no. 6D. Like. Reply. Rich Kundle. Hi Andrea. If there is anything I can do to help, please let me know. Seems that they kept all their plans to do this work from everyone, but me. The builders said I had no way to fight the proposal and I had to accept it. Independent Water Networks employed a legal team, and even though I went to great expense to stop this, they did it anyway. I've been told I'm limited to what I can do with my land now they have completed the work, so to find now they have to submit an application is frustrating. The work is complete, although PAS that did the groundwork were brilliant and helpful. That cannot be said to the team at Eccleston Builders, Stephen Parker, and Independent Water Networks, David Moody. I am financially out of pocket and my time spent on this cannot be replaced. None of this was ideal for anyone, so if there was more I should have done, all I can do is apologize to anyone impacted by this. It was totally against my wishes. 2D. Like. Reply. Graham Shawshoggy. Why has the pumping station been removed from the scheme? May I suggest that you ask for a CCTV survey of the new drain and existing sewer into Pheasants Wood Drive, or have they offered a copy, better to be covered for when the problems start? 2D. Like. Reply. Rich Kundle. Graham Shawshoggy. Hi. That I do know because Eccleston told me they had no choice. Their reasoning to me was that United Utilities refused their plans to have a pumping station solution, because they, UU, would become accountable and responsible for the pump station, its running and maintenance costs, 2 years after Eccleston leave the site. I was told by Stephen Parker that UU didn't want the ongoing expense, so told Eccleston to come up with an alternative solution, so they stuck this drain through my garden. They offered compensation, then went quiet when I started asking questions about their work. 6 months later I received legal instruction from Independent Water Networks that work was going ahead and I didn't need to be consulted or compensated, regardless of its impact on me, my property or future development restrictions. No one from Eccleston has spoken to me since beginning of August 2024. I had been negotiating the impact of their plans for 8 months prior to that, and they just went dead, stopped communicating and got the magistrate's warrant to proceed without my permission. I have some plans on paper but not CCTV. Who would provide that, Eccleston or Independent Water Networks? 2D. Like. Reply. Graham Shawshoggy. Rich Kundal, I could really cause an issue with that information. See, say Bourne Hill councillors will hide under the evidence, it's so corrupt. 2D. Like. Reply. Rich Kundal. Graham Shawshoggy have tried to PM you. 14H. Like. Reply. Edited. Graham Shawshoggy. Rich Kundal, nothing received. 11H. Like. Reply. Graham Shawshoggy. Might as well cause the problem now. GoFundMe down the encroachment manhole. Let the new residents look after their own crap. https://www.diy.com. Departments blue circle postcrete 20 kilogram bag ready mixed 35713_bq.prd. And glit equals 8af2b8685e6a1dab202 add 0235269 eka and gclsrc equals 3p.ds and must glit equals 8af2b8685e6a1dab202 add 0235269 eka and utm underscore source equals bing and utm underscore medium equals cpc and utm underscore campaign equals merkel underscore pmax underscore all underscore building percent 20 part percent 201% 20 bing and utm underscore term equals 23289030675111617 and utm underscore content equals 1% 20 bo percent 20% 20 building percent 201% 20% 20 building percent 20 part percent 201% 20 broad percent 20 match. DIY.com. Blue circle postcrete 20 kilograms bag ready mixed. 3H. Like. Reply. Remove preview. Andrea K. Author. Rich Kundal. You need to contact Rob McKillop, who is the planning officer at Wyre. I have reported all finding to Wyre. This is the response I received. Good morning, councillor. I informed Eccleston Homes yesterday that there might be problems with their recent amended proposals. Any changes to sewers or the watercourse have not been approved. I will aim to get the application decided as soon as possible so there is clarity to direct any further action. Regards, Wyre. 9H. Like. Reply. Graham Shawshoggy. Pathetic response due to planning giving Eccleston Section 96 rights to do what they want. Rob McKillop is waffling because he knows the pipe size is not adequate for 158 dwellings. So fed a load of bullshit to the councillor. I suggest Andrea should ask Thornton Flag for assistance. Andrea K is out of her depth, or she could ask any neighbouring authority building control for their view on the issue. See bottleneck detail that should all be green. 9H. Like. Reply. Andrea K. Author. Rich Kundal, you need to get a solicitor to write to Wyre and stop this. Please send in an email objecting to the planning application. This could bring problems for your land. You need legal advice. I am trying all avenues, but you must stop this going forward. Please email rob.mckillop@wyre.gov.uk. 9H. Like. Reply. Edited. Graham Shawshoggy. My suggestion would be to use a retired conveyancing solicitor with knowledge of the site and has dirty hands that created the situation in 2019 as a cabinet member. Or even an equally guilty person with direct current authority. 9H. Like. Reply. Rich Kundal. Andrea K. I have tried to call you twice but your phone is going straight to voicemail. Can you message me direct on here so I can discuss this with you privately? I have a solicitor so would like to know what to ask for so I can request the right thing. As you know, solicitors don't work for free, so I want to make sure what I pay for has value and is correct. 8H. Like. Reply. Graham Shawshoggy. It may be worth checking what implication the S106 agreement with regards to the management company and relative charges for maintenance and drainage including off-site. Copy of S106 can be located in Files page of Save Bourne Hill. 2D. Like. Reply. Graham Shawshoggy. S106 needs confirming that the maintenance charges for affordable homes have no impact on the change to off-site drainage. With all the amendments already made, the agreement requires confirmation. I can see another change on the horizon. https://publicaccess.wyre.gov.uk/./22_00762_full my. publicaccess.wyre.gov.uk. publicaccess.wyre.gov.uk. 2D. Like. Reply. Remove preview. Graham Shawshoggy. Corruption of Wyre Council signing S106 agreement with named dormant companies needs investigation. Why did Wyre Legal sign this agreement? File://c:/users/graham/pictures/planning/Bourne% sign 20 hill /d% sign 20 document sign 201950/05.10.2023% sign 20% sign 2022_00762. Storm in a teacup. Bottleneck of shit descends on Trefoil close. 10H. Like. Reply. Andrea K. replied. 7 replies. Andrea K. Author. I have been in Wyre several times and spoke to the planning team. The first time I went in, nobody was aware that Eccleston Homes had changed the foul waste plans that were agreed. They decided they didn't want to have the pumping station as approved, as it would cost a maintenance charge for approximately 10 years. They decided to change the drainage to go down the hill for all the new houses and through Trefoil close on Pheasant Wood. Who will be responsible for blocked drains, damaged pipes? The drainage pipe is only 6-inch wide. Would this be able to take all the waste? Eccleston Homes, we're told that they needed to put in a planning application. I asked for this to be called in but was told I could not, as the application would go to officer, an engineer who deals with water courses, drainage, etc. I spoke to him and he is looking at the plans. This is not acceptable that companies and builders can make their own plans up and residents are not informed. 9H. Like. Reply. Edited. Graham Shawshoggy. Andrea K. Rob me bollock can look all day at drawings, doesn't mean he will do anything. Who sanctioned the planning status being changed to section 96? I am over the moon that residents have realized what has been going on for 6 years now and hopefully may even manage to get something done. Answer me a question, do. Can the council recall legal officers into a legal case on behalf of the authority? I asked the questions but nobody wanted to walk on that knife edge against the cabinet and left their cushy positions. Plenty more on my radar with evidence to back up my claims. Nobody has challenged me yet out of over 4,000 residents in my groups. 5H. Like. Reply. Paul G. Atkinson. This was known about for months. How can Wyre not have known? They better get onto this. They have always known of the pipework. What is the issue here? The whole thing should never have been passed, let alone the pipework. They have gone under homeowner's garden without his consent. How can this be lawful? 9H. Like. Reply. Edited. David Bamber. Admin. The way I see this is that the developer, Eccleston Homes, put plans in with the pumping station to satisfy planning, as there were objections regarding drainage affecting gardens that back onto Bourne Hill. They would have known the cost of installing and maintaining a pumping station from day one, but without one, planning permission may not have been granted. Pulling a fast one comes to mind in my opinion, and if you decide to build on a hill then you have to face the consequences. 9H. Like. Reply. 2. Paul G. Atkinson. David Bamber. The 2 ponds they have dug are for that. You and Eccleston Home didn't want upkeep on the pump station, so now it's 150mm pipe. 9H. Like. Reply. Edited. Paul G. Atkinson replied. For replies. Graham Shawshoggy. It get deeper. https://find-and-update.company-information.service.gov.u. find-and-update.company-information.service.gov.uk. Sodcan Finance Filing History. Find and update company information. Gov.uk. 9H. Like. Reply. Remove preview. Edited. Graham Shawshoggy. There is that number again. One day I will get the truth. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=v=w0hubxs6l5q&t=237s. 8H.